Ted Cruz is polling second heading into tonight's caucuses, but has plenty of help up from the Lone Star State to help turn out Iowans to caucus for him. And one of those is Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick. And
good to be with you.
Thank you for joining us. And what, as you know, as campaign chair, you've been up here phone banking. What are you hearing from voters?
I'm hearing from voters that they like Ted Cruz. There are still a lot of undecided voters. Ted has a solid bank of voters, which I feel confident he's going to do extremely well tonight. The undecideds could make a difference of who's one and who's two, but Ted's going to leave here with more money in the bank than probably 5 or 6 candidates combined. For example, Marco Rubio may leave the state without any money in his account or very little. Ted has $19 million. He also has a big army of volunteers waiting for him in the upcoming states, 200,000 volunteers nationally. So he's going to take a near the top or at the top finish. It really doesn't make a lot of difference as long as you're at the top. Coming out of here with a lot of momentum, proving to the New York Times and others that he can be the nominee with a lot of money in the bank and a big volunteer force. And you know, 2 weeks from this week, we start early vote in Texas.
What does the path forward look like? I mean, based on what you're hearing here, I mean, the voters here are very informed, being that the candidates start here so early. But as the state campaign chair for the Cruz camp, what do you see as the path forward, you know, at a 1 or 2 or 3 finish tonight?
Well, keep this in perspective. There are more people who vote in one state Senate seat in Texas than vote in the whole state in the caucus. So it's a very small state, small turnout, but important because it has the prestige of doing well. Basically, any of the candidates who don't finish in the top 3 are going to be struggling to move forward. By the time we get to Texas on March 1st, and again, early vote in 2 weeks, I think you'll be down to 3, maybe 5, but 3 serious candidates, and that will be Cruz, Trump, and Rubio, and maybe 1 or 2 more. So the path forward is he'll do very well coming out of here with momentum, coming to Texas in a couple of weeks, really starting that campaign. And Texas has more delegates, 155, than Iowa, New Hampshire, South Carolina, and Nevada combined. So this is, I don't want to call it the preseason. This is a good run-up for when the votes really start coming in very quickly on Super Tuesday. But this is all important. He'll do fine. I think he's going to win the nomination.
Where will you be watching the results tonight?
I'm actually going to caucus against Marco Rubio. So, you know, you have to go up and make your pitch. So I'm going to be at the caucus where Marco is. So that's a tough assignment tonight because we want to win our caucus, and he'll be the candidate there. Ted will be at another position. There are 1,000 caucus places. So most of the places will just have Iowans who are supporters of Ted, because the caucuses can be as small as 30 people or as big as 1,000 or 2,000 or more. So I'm going to an event that's somewhere between 800 and 1,000.
Do you see Rubio as the closest competitor?
Look, I think the polls are accurate. It's basically a dead heat between Ted and Trump as we stand here today, and Rubio's a few points off the pace. But those are the top 3 as it appears, unless there's some big surprise tonight, and there could always be a surprise. But I feel good about Ted. I think if there's a big surprise for the other 2, it could come to the other 2 more than Ted. And then we'll be doing some work on Fox tonight, and we'll just be watching the returns. And then, like you and everyone else, we'll be settling in the blizzard tonight that's going to hit around midnight.
Yes, sir. Well, Lieutenant Governor, thank you so much. We'll be
pleasure.
watching the results roll in. In Urbandale, Iowa, I'm Alana Rocha reporting for the Texas Tribune.